Hello, everyone. My name is Holly, and I will be the teacher for this hour. We will be doing a reading exercise on people lying on their CV or resume in order to get a job. And so we'll be a discussion. We'll be just reading an article, learning new vocabulary, hopefully, and discussing the article. So that is the plan for today. So my name is Holly, and I'm from Idaho, where it's almost 1 p.m. in the afternoon, and we will be doing a reading activity. We'll be starting out with vocabulary, and then we will move on to reading an article on why people are lying on their CV. And then we'll move on to some vocabulary activities and some speaking activities. That is the plan for today. So, hi Tatiana, how are you today?
Hello, I'm fine, thanks. And
Good,
you?
really good. So, what is the weather like where you're at?
I'm sorry, could you
What,
repeat?
yeah, what is the weather like where you are, where in your part of Russia?
It's became quite cold. It's
Okay,
October
yeah.
now.
Uh-huh. So it's the winter or fall season is really
Yes.
starting up. Yeah. And then where I'm at in Idaho, it is actually quite clear and it's 22 degrees. So it's actually quite nice. So
Yes, I think so.
yeah. All right. So today's topic is on lying on your CV. Um, do you know people who have lied on their CV in order to get a job?
Um, no, really, I don't know.
Yeah, neither do I. I don't know anybody who's ever done that. I possibly do, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't. None of them have ever been caught. So
That's
yeah,
good.
yeah. So um, okay. Bear with me a moment. I'm getting the PDF ready. So yeah. So what time is it right now where you are?
6 a.m.
6 a.m.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. So you are a morning person?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay. So have you had your morning coffee?
I have had it. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, some people can't live without it. So all right. Yeah. All right. And so will you go be after this class? Will you be going on to work?
Yes, I'll go to work right
Yeah.
after the class.
Uh-huh. And I can't remember what you said you did, or if you did even. What do you do?
I'm an accountant.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Do you know Anatoly?
No.
He's out of Moscow, and he's also an accountant. And he takes classes. I think he was in a couple classes yesterday. So
Hmm.
um, yeah, awesome. Right. So well, let's go ahead and get started on the topic. And we had several people sign up. Hi, Sergio. How are you? Sergio.
Hello, hello. Can you
Hi.
hear me?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Very good. Um, I was actually thinking about you yesterday, a couple days ago. I saw something about somebody throwing a BlackBerry, and I thought Sergio should have seen this.
True?
Yeah,
Why?
I can't really remember. I just remember saying it was. I think it was an article discussion, in one of the classes, and it talked about somebody throwing a BlackBerry across the room, and I thought Sergio would appreciate that.
Uh, I don't know. Maybe he is. Oh, she here. Uh, was trying to get the new one, BlackBerry passport.
Yeah, so they throw it across the room to break it so they can get that new one. Yeah, that's it. So, and
You
hey,
know. Oh,
hi, David.
Hello, Holly. How are you doing?
Good, good. Doing very well. I'm excited about this topic because it seems really interesting. So, David and Sergio. We also have Tatiana. She's from from basically from the eastern part of Russia, and Sergio is from Brazil. Tatiana, and David is from Colombia. Am I correct, David?
Yeah, you are correct.
Oh, okay. I think there's like 3 Davids that all of you guys are using scenery pictures. And so, and I think you're all from Colombia, but I might not be. I think there might be one from Brazil. So.
Yeah, yes. I know what is.
Yeah.
where is in Colombia, David?
Sorry?
Where?
Okay. In Bogotá, Sergio. The capital.
Oh, Bogota.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Beautiful city.
In Brazil, today are elections, right, Sergio?
Yeah, definitely. We have. By the way, we have great relations with Colombia and Russia as well.
Oh, do you?
You are going to vote?
Yes, that's the reason we didn't have a visa for getting in these countries. One of those.
But doesn't Brazil have great relations with everybody because of the beach? Everybody likes to go there.
Maybe this is a good reason, huh?
Yeah, the beach and carnival. So, I heard about Rio. When I was in Finland, I had one of my students. It was interesting. He was an attorney, and he had 5 kids, and he would go on holiday by himself. And leave his kids at home with his wife. So one year he went to Brazil, and he told me all about it and his time in Rio and stuff. So, all right, well, today's topic is on lying. Have any of you guys ever, I already asked Tatia this, but do you guys know anybody who has lied on their CV or their resume in order to get a job? David, do you know anyone who has lied in order to get a job?
Yeah, like in their resume, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I think almost a lot of people lie when they when they talk about maybe here is their experience or their previous jobs, and because they don't want to show a bad perform or yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Do you know anyone who has done that?
Yeah, sure. I know people that has lied for getting a job.
Oh, really? Okay.
But it's like a white lie.
Uh-huh.
It's not a big deal.
Okay, so a white lie because maybe they had 3 weeks instead of 2 years, right? Experience.
Oh, yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. And then I guess a lot of people are also lying on their education. So they say that they have a degree, and in reality they don't, and so that's another thing. So, David, do you know? Not David. Sergio, do you know anyone who has lied to get a job?
Actually, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, but I know this is a common like not really common, but sometimes people lie in your CVs, or they can potentialize, like make up this, like just for example, like okay, I can't speak Spanish, but in like intermediate or like a phase, like a begin, but I put in the CV like, oh, I can speak Spanish or French or French or other language like fluently, you know.
Yeah, I actually know somebody that did that. He was telling me that he traveled to Japan on holiday, and he loved it so much that he went to a company in Japan and applied for a job, and they asked him how many Chinese characters he knew, and so he said a number, and they did not test him. So then when he went back to his country to wait on getting the work visa, he quickly learned everything that he said that he knew. So.
But this, I'm not sure it works, you know? Like, okay, I'm fluent and maybe, okay, I'm trying now Russian. But I couldn't say that in an interview or like put in my CV, like, okay, I'm fluent in Russian. Then
yeah.
I have an interview, like, okay, and how can I pick up this?
Yeah. Yeah. So, and Tatiana, how about you? Do you know anybody that's lied on their resume or lied about their experience?
No, I don't know anybody.
Actually, you already said that. I'm sorry. Kako, how about you? Do you know anyone who's lied on their resume? Or on their CV?
Yes, teacher. I don't remember who was the person, but I remember of a person that lied about idiom, about languages. He puts that he was fluent in English when he was at the intermediate level.
Oh, wow.
And then he was invited to take part in an interview in English.
Oh, wow.
Then he gave up because it was a lie.
Yeah, and that totally makes sense, you know. So, hi, Ake Ken, how are you? Let's see if he's here.
Hello.
Hi, Ake, how are you?
Yes, I'm fine. How are you?
Very good. I have a question for you. Today's topic is on lying on your CV or resume. Do you know of anybody who has lied on their CV or resume?
Personally, I don't know. Even though they did it, maybe they don't say that.
Okay, so that you haven't heard. Okay, so we've got 5 people, including 6 people, including myself. 4 of us actually know somebody who did, and 2 of you do not. So, okay, that means probably Tatiana and Ake, you guys, you have more honest friends, maybe. Yeah. So anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick vocabulary activity, and then we're going to move on to reading. Okay, so the words in bold, we're going to study the sentences and then complete the definitions below with the infinitive forms or the verb forms of the words in bold. So I graduated from university in 2001. Okay, can you read number 2?
He claims to be a very good cook. but I have never seen him cook anything.
Okay. And number 2, Kako? It's number 3, I mean. Can you read
John-
that one?
John
Can you read?
missed,
Uh-huh.
John missed another day at work. Finally, his employer decided to sack him.
Okay, perfect. And welcome, Amari. Can you read number 4?
Sorry, teacher, how are you?
We're on number 4.
Okay, that's great. After a successful interview, Marky was hired for the position of junior engineer.
Perfect. Okay, and David, could you read number 5?
Yeah, sure. Mark was offered a more interesting job at another company, so he decided to resign.
Okay, and Sergio, number 6.
Number 6. A recruitment agent can screen job applicants to make sure that match the company's requirements.
Okay, and then number 7, Tatiana.
Many job applications try to embellish their CV resumes to improve their chances of getting the job.
Yeah, so many job applicants try to embellish their CVs and resumes. Okay, so let's look at these words in bold. We've got graduated, or to graduate, to claim, to sack, to hire, to resign, to screen, or to embellish. Are there any of these 7 words that you do not know? Anybody?
Embellish.
Embellish is another word for to lie. It's like it's basically to lie. Yeah, it's kind of to lie, to make up. Is another one. Oh, like, yes.
Oh, no, sorry, go ahead. Continue, please.
I'm sorry?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So to lie means to embellish means to lie or to make up. Do you guys know what to sack means?
I suppose it's like fire.
Yes. So it's British English to fire. To sack is only British English, and American English we do not use it. Any other words? I think most of the other words are normal. How about to screen job applicants? Anybody know what that would be?
To leave the job?
No, it's kind of, they call it, they do like screening interviews.
It's screen. Okay, sorry, I heard resign.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, to screen means to, to make sure that the person is qualified first.
Like a check out?
Yeah, like for most jobs now, they call you on the phone and they ask you what they call pre-screening interview questions, and if you answer the questions right, then maybe they'll invite you to a second phone interview, or they'll invite you to a second face-to-face interview. So, okay, let's look at these definitions. Number 1, to say that something is true, although you cannot prove it. What word would that be? What verb would that be? Anyone?
Claim.
Yes. So to claim. Oh, he claims to be a very good cook, but I've never seen him cook anything. She claims to be able to speak 5 languages, but I've only heard her speak English. Okay. To dismiss somebody from a job, which one would that be?
Sack.
Yes, to sack. Perfect. Okay. To make something, for example, a story, example results, look better or more interesting than it really is.
To embellish.
Yes, to embellish. Okay, so a lot of times people embellish on their CV. To employ somebody to do a job.
To hire.
Yes, to hire. Okay, to leave a job.
To resign.
Yes, to
Resign.
resign. To successfully complete a university degree.
Graduate. To
Okay,
graduate.
perfect. To graduate. And to test somebody to find out if there's something wrong with them.
To screen.
To screen. Okay. Okay, and what is the synonym for to sack?
Fire.
To fire, yes. And
And I heard can. To can. Can.
okay, that's another one. Yes, to can. That's to sack would be British English. To can would be American English.
Mhm.
Dismiss. Okay, dismiss.
To dismiss. Yeah. But dismiss is used in several ways. You can dismiss somebody from the job, but also dismiss has more to. It could have something to do with to dismiss from a meeting, or a teacher dismisses people from class, as well. Okay. Can you guys think of a phrasal verb that means to hire? Anybody know what that would be? To bring on. If you bring people on, that means you've hired them. Another word that's become very, very common is if your company is hiring a lot of people all at the same time, they might go through it onboarding. It's a verb to onboard. So you have you hire 15 people, and the first day they come in, you onboard them. You give them all the paperwork, you get all their information, and they go through orientation. It's to onboard. Okay. Now, let's read the first 4 paragraphs of the article on the next page and then complete these sentences. Okay. Let's start with Ake, if you could read number 1.
Okay. The board of Yahoo is discussing the future of its chief executive after an investor accused him of lying of his CV.
On his CV, yeah.
On his CV. His crime? He falsely claimed that he had a computer science degree as well as a degree in accounting when he applied for the top job.
Okay. Any questions here on any words or phrases? So, CEO lied to get a job. Okay. So, number 2, Amaury, could you read that one?
Okay. Number 2.
Yeah.
Isn't the first and what be the last person to be caught with a little white lie on the CV? In 2000, the PR boss of the football club Manchester United claimed on a CV that she had a first-class degree from Cambridge University. When she was hired, it turned out that in fact she had a second-class degree, and she was sacked.
Okay. Any words or phrases here?
No, teacher, it's clean for me.
It's clear for you? How about for everyone else? Awesome. Let's go on.
Teacher.
Yes.
A first-class degree is when a person conclude the major with a laureate, cum laude.
Bear with me a moment. Let me quickly Google that. That is British English, and it's something that I'm actually not familiar with. When I read first class degree versus second class, I think of say for example somebody who who went to Cambridge versus somebody who went to Colorado State University. Or somebody who went to Harvard versus somebody who went to UCLA. So it might be your suggestion, but I'm not sure. See, let me check. Bear with me a moment. First year, that doesn't help me out. Bear with me. Because my understanding it has to do with the level of their education. I'll have to check on that one. I'm not sure whether it has to do with whether you're a higher your degree is higher. My understanding it was from what university it was from. But your question is fair, but I don't know the answer, to be honest with you.
Okay, teacher.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry about that, because it has to
problem.
do with British English. So most British English I know. This one I have not run into. So, and I actually thought it was Cambridge versus University of Manchester or something like that. So, okay, let's go on to the next one. Number 3. Kako, could you read that?
The chief executive of the Asia-Pacific division of the world's biggest hotels firm, International Continental Hotels Group, claimed he had 2 degrees from Cornell University in the US and from Victoria University in Australia. In fact, he attended classes, but he did not graduate from either university. He resigned before he was sacked. CV trickery is a growing problem, according to Sal Hemtula, Director of Employee Screening at Risk Advisory, a major consultants group.
Consultancy group. Okay. Thank you very much, Kako. Are there any words here? So CV trickery is a lie, basically. Yes?
For me, it's clear.
Okay, excellent. Excellent. Okay, let's go to number 4. David, could you read number 4?
Yeah. We have seen a 20% increase in civilians since the start of the financial crisis. She said, it is more difficult to get jobs. People are finding it difficult to meet companies, so requirements, and they are lying on their CVs.
Okay, so since the start of the financial crisis is how we pronounce it, and meet companies tough requirements. Okay, yeah. Okay, so the people are lying on their CVs because they just need a job. So it's very important. Okay, excellent. Thank you, David. Okay, number 5, Dom. Welcome.
Oh, thank you. Hi, teacher.
Hello.
I'm fine.
Good.
Okay. And I have to read now.
Yes. Yeah. Could you?
Okay. And the Yahoo boss is absolutely typical of the people who are screening MS Rimtula Hadid. Even mid-managers who are in their 40s still feel it is necessary to embellish their school exam results. We've also seen an increase in cases where people buy degrees on the internet. It makes our life interesting.
Okay. So for one thing, just to let you know, MS right here, that's actually, we've got Mrs., we've got Miss, and we've got Ms. So MS is Ms. And actually, this one right here is American English. The first one, where in British English, oh man, bear with me a moment. Where in British English, they would actually do it like this without the period right here, just like here. So Ms. We've got the same words, except that in British English, they actually do not use this period or this full stop. Okay, so you would say Ms. Remtula. Does anybody know when a lady would use Ms. instead Ms. instead of Mrs., Mrs. or Miss?
Maybe late 60s, when the social movement activated an equal rights of men and women, or something like that.
Yeah, it did start during the feminist era.
Yeah.
But why would a lady choose to use MS instead of Mrs.?
We are not sure.
Because it clearly states their martial status, and it doesn't apply to men. So different standard between men and women.
Yeah, that's true, and it's kind of not fair. But actually, it has to do that if we don't know of the marital status, then we actually use Ms. Someone like myself who's 45 and never been married, so I'm technically an old maid, I personally hate it when people call me Miss Holly. I go by this too because it's nobody's business whether I'm married or not. so it has more to do with the feminist type thing. But because with men, regardless of their age and their marital status, you guys are all Mr. Okay, let's go on. Number 6, Maritza, welcome. Can you read that? Maritza? Okay, maybe you're having problems with your microphone. So Sergio, can you read number 6?
Number 6. A wider choice in higher education has made CV lives easier, according to Paul Palmer of Cass Business School.
Yeah, so the more because more people are getting degrees, it's easier to lie. Okay, Tatiana, can you read number 7?
The growth in degrees, particularly at the new universities, has made it much more difficult to track education histories, he said. According to Risk Advisory, one candidate invented a school, designed its own website, and provided a phone number with a fake school secretary.
Oh, no way. I would never think that way. So, okay, number 8. Aka, can you read that one?
Okay, forms of fighting back with aptitude and psychometric tests on top of interviews and CVs. And there is more demand for pre-employment screenings.
Okay, are there psychometric tests and aptitude tests? You guys know what those are?
No.
So they're basically just they're employment tests. Actually, they're pre-screening tests to see if the person is actually able to do what they say they will do. For example, I was helping recruit for a job a year ago, a year ago or a little bit longer than that, and we had them all before they got an interview. They had to pass a test, and the test was on customer service, and they also had to take a what is it? Typing test. So that's basically what that psychometric and aptitude tests are. They just test to see if the person has the skills to do the job. Okay. Okay, number 9. Amaury, can you read that one?
Of course I do.
Okay, thank you.
I can see the number, teacher.
Okay, you can't see it?
I see the number 9.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay. Recruitment may be lower, but companies are still hiring and they wanted the right, honest people, Mrs. Rintula said.
All right.
There's no difference between accountants or IT worker or medical professional lying about a qualification. People are relying on your advice and you may not be qualified to provide it. CV lying is unethical. It hurts the people who have worked hard and really have those qualifications, and it gives an understanding of someone's character too.
Okay. And the people who lie on their CV should be sacked. You wouldn't trust them. If they can lie once, they can lie again. I just read the last paragraph.
Okay.
What do you...
People...
Oh, I just did it. No worries. Okay.
Okay. People who... Sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay, teacher. People who lie on their CV should be sacked. You wouldn't trust them. If they can lie once, they can lie again.
Yeah, so they should be sacked. Sacked is how we say it. Okay.
Sacked, it's like fake or something like that?
It's actually sacked is fired.
Oh, fired. Okay.
Fired, yeah. You're welcome. Okay, now, what do you guys think? Do you think that if people lie on their CV, just a small little white lie, should they be fired? Sergio, what do you think?
Well, I think it depends on what kind of a liar it is. You know, it's like that. Sometimes there is a white liar, and
white
I know sometimes, yeah, white liar. When maybe this person has embellished his CV.
Mm-hmm.
I just check out, you know. I can, like, when I interview, maybe this is interesting. I was interested in this person, and yes, maybe, of course, before I hire him or her, I can check out. I can screen his or her abilities.
That's I think what a lot of people do. And in your countries, do they do background checks?
Oh, sometimes yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yes. Yeah. Depends on the companies.
Okay. In Finland, in the U.S., they're starting to do background checks on every job, and they also are starting to do drug tests. So how about in your countries? Okay, how about in Japan? Are they doing background tests and drug tests when they screen?
Maybe your background checks, yes. I'm not sure about drug tests.
Okay. Yeah, in Idaho, it's a state law. Any job you ever get in Idaho, you get a drug test. So one summer, my dad actually hired me for the company he was at, and even though he knew I was fine, he still made me take a drug test. So
maybe after the person was hired, maybe they need to submit the health check results.
Uh-huh.
Also.
Okay. So
Yeah.
after the person is hired. Okay.
Mhm.
How about in Russia, Tatiana? Do people take background checks and drug tests as part of their pre-employment screening?
Mostly yes, but some companies don't do it.
Okay. So for Russia, it depends on the country, a company. Okay.
Yes.
How about in Colombia? And David and I'm Dom and Kako. I can't remember what country you're from.
I'm from Italy.
Italy. Okay. Then so David, how about in Colombia?
Yeah, Holly, definitely. The companies made background checks because, the company want to make sure that the person who apply
Mhm.
not saying lies about the CV.
Mhm.
But drug test is not very common. Maybe
Okay.
if you are going to apply for a military job,
Uh-huh.
maybe it could be.
Yeah, so for the drug test, it really depends on what the job is.
Yeah,
Um,
but a normal job, no. I think maybe even politician or maybe a military job.
mhm. Okay. Yeah, I mean, in Idaho, it's even if you want to work as a secretary or just as a salesperson, you have to take a drug test. It's so funny because people just go and they beat the drug test anyway. So, Amaury, what country are you from?
I'm from Brazil, teacher, but
Brazil.
I
Okay.
am currently live in Mexico.
Okay, that's right. I knew there was something about yours. Do you know about Mexico?
Yes, I was living in three cities,
Hmm.
different places here.
Yeah, do they do background checks and drug tests in Mexico?
I don't understand your question.
Uh,
Can you?
yeah, do before you are hired for a job
Yes.
do they check your background or do they make you take a drug test?
Yes. When I get my first time in Mexico, I was working in another company
Uh-huh.
who sent me to in Mexico, and when I stay here, I send a lot of CVs, and I got a job, and I did an interview with different people here
Uh-huh.
about my career, about my skills, what I really know,
Hmm.
what can I addition in that company or something like that. Yes.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right. And Kako, are you from Chile?
Brazil, I think.
Brazil.
No,
Okay.
teacher.
I was
I'm
thinking
from Brazil, teacher.
you're from Brazil. I'm so sorry. Okay. So how about in Brazil? I'll remember from now on. I know I will. Do you
In
guys take?
Brazil, background checks are common when they are selecting people to work in the public service.
Ah, okay.
It's a general rule that
Uh-huh.
people can be selected from a public selection process.
Mhm. Okay. So
And
in uh-huh.
drug drug tests are not common.
Okay.
Um, in most of the cases, I think it would be illegally to 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 put this to make this oblige.
Okay. So
But
so
okay,
mandatory.
teacher, please, teacher.
Yeah, so in most cases it would make it instead of obliged, mandatory is a word. It would be illegal to make a drug test mandatory.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think in the selecting process um, of policemen, I think, or athletes, it's common to
do that.
To do that. Yeah.
Okay, and how about Dom? How about in Italy?
Yes. Okay. In Italy, I think it's also common in a public sector. When we have to be hired by public sector, it's common to have a drug test, but I think it's also common, especially when you have when you have passed a selection, to have some checks about healthy, about medical conditions. Yes, and it's in that checks there are also drug tests. So I think it's difficult to not be discovered about that. And in the private sector, I think it's depend on the company who hire, but there's no laws, the specific law about that.
Okay, so it's not like Idaho where everyone who hires has to give their employees a drug test initially.
I think the medical conditions are by the law in every sector, but not about background checks. Background checks in the private sector depends on the company.
Okay. Okay. And Maritza, where are you from? Again?
Who, teacher?
Maritza. Okay, maybe her microphone still isn't working. So, okay, let's go on.
Maritza, I think.
Yeah, Maritza. Okay. Anyway, let's go on. So let's answer the questions according to the reading. Why are more people lying on their CVs? Anybody remember? What was their explanation?
I didn't remember very well, teacher, because I started the class late. But I think the people lying because the company pays a lot of money, or the people are desperate about that. So I think this is one point.
Yeah, so they're desperate to get a job.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and also because of the financial crisis, it's more difficult to get a job. So through their desperation, they do that. Why has yes?
Sorry, I think also there happens that people tell white lies about that because they don't have a specific qualified document. What test they are qualified, but they have also a lot of experience about that. So they put in the CV that and are able to show their skills, but they don't have. Sometimes happens many times in some sector in Italy, like Mansory, I think.
Okay, so someone actually, for example, might have the experience that is equivalent to a degree. So they say they have that degree.
Not like degree, a real degree, like some you get in university or very. Attesting by law, but I don't know, some qualification, like I think it's very common with the Mansour people who build the walls and something like that. There are more mentors that have a lot of experience, but they don't have specific qualify given by, I don't know, some kind of company, of building construction company, and, but they have worked a lot about that field.
Yeah. So they have experience, but then they don't. But they have experience, but they can't actually show it very well on their CV. Yes. So they have to lie. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay. Number 2. Why, according to the article, why has it become easier to lie on CVs?
How, for example, people can buy the degree on the internet.
Okay. That's one reason, because so people are buying degrees, but also it's become easier because so many people, it's become easier to get a degree. For example, in the States, we have these private universities that they're not really state universities. They're private, and they're not great schools. But there's so many small little colleges and universities that it's really difficult to keep track. So, okay, number 3, how are firms trying to deal with this problem? Anybody remember? What are they doing?
Screen?
Yeah, so they're doing
screen the
background tests.
Yeah. So they're screening through the testing, the background checks. Okay. Why is lying on your CV unethical, according to Sal Rentola of Risk Advisory?
I think because it's unfair. It's unfair in respect the people who have a lot of experience, who are working hard and in that field.
Okay, so it's just because it's unfair to so many people that are not being lying. Okay, why? According to Ms. Rentola, why should liars be sacked immediately? It's in the last paragraph.
Yeah, you wouldn't trust them. If they can lie once, they can lie again.
Yeah. So it has more to do, for her, it has more to do with trustworthiness and so forth. Okay, so now what we are going to do, hi Andre, welcome. Okay, we're talking about lying right now.
Yes.
People.
I know about topic. I heard
okay,
you
awesome.
On the background.
Awesome. Okay, so what we're going to play a lie detector game. Okay, we just have about 10 minutes left, but so what I want you guys to do is say we're gonna actually change it. Instead of 4 false and 4 true sentences, we're gonna do something. It's called, and possibly you've done this in other classes. It's called 2 truths and a lie. Okay, 2 truths and a lie about yourself. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to guess what the lie is. Okay, so let's start with Tatiana. Can you tell us 3 things about yourself? 2 are true and 1 is a lie.
Okay, I'll try. I graduated from the university in 2002. Okay. I have an accounting degree, and I speak fluently English and French.
Okay, I speak fluent English and French. And she has an accountant degree, and she graduated from university in 2002. So what do you guys think the lie is? Anybody want to guess?
She can speak French and English. Is there another one?
So she's the lies for Tatiana are that she graduated a university in 2002. Okay, she has an accounting degree, and she speaks English and French fluently.
I think the first one is lie.
Okay, so you think she didn't graduate university in 2002? Okay. What else?
No. Third.
Oh, the third one. You think English and French fluently is a lie?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else?
I think the third, because I imagine she is not fluent in French.
Okay.
I suppose.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yes, I'm gonna with the third one as well because she can. They graduated in 2000. They can't graduate as well.
Okay.
Yeah, the third one. Maybe
Okay,
this is a.
Okay,
Yes.
so Tatiana, I think a lot of people think that the language is the lie. Is that the lie?
Yes.
Okay, that's the lie. Can you speak French fluently?
No.
Okay.
I can speak English fluently, so.
Yeah, that's good. The fluent was the one that got me. I was like, yeah, she.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
If you would have said I speak English and French, then it would have been more difficult. But the fluently was the one. Okay, so Amaury, how about you? Can you say three things about yourself, 2 truths and a lie?
2 truths and a lie. Oh my gosh. About the skills or
Anything.
anyway,
Anything.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I have 5 dogs in my house. I have one car.
Okay.
I have 2 cell phones.
2 cell phones. Okay. I think frankly, I think the lie is the dogs. I think he has 2 dogs.
5 dogs, maybe. Enough, but
How
yes,
about
the first one as well.
you think as well the first one? What about the rest of you?
I think the first one, because I imagine he has 4 dogs.
Yeah. Okay, so what is the lie, Amaury?
The lie is the first one. I have 2 dogs.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was like,
Yeah.
he probably has dogs, but he doesn't have 5 dogs. Okay, Sergio.
Oh, okay. Well. Okay, I went to Canada this year.
Okay.
I went to Panama this year, and I went to France this year.
Okay, so now we have to guess on the countries. Okay. I do remember you saying that you do travel. So I think I know what the lie is, but I remember our conversation. So does anybody else want to guess?
I think the lie is the third one.
Okay.
I think he's lying about friends.
Okay. I think he's lying about Canada. Because if I remember right, he told me that
I work for BlackBerry. Don't forget that.
So is BlackBerry out of Canada, or I don't even know.
Yeah. BlackBerry's from Canada.
So, but weren't you the person that told me that you traveled to Panama and then you went over to France and then Russia?
Yeah, the the lie is the first one.
Yeah, I knew it because I remember you telling me about your trip. Of course, the rest of you weren't in the class. So.
I went last year, no, this year.
Okay, so you have been to Canada, but not this year. Okay, and Akako, how about you? Can you tell us 2 truths and a lie?
I am graduated in food engineering.
Okay.
I have 1 son.
Okay. And
my parents are foreign people.
Okay. My parents are foreigners.
Are foreigners.
Okay. I know the answer. I know the lie.
Not sure.
I'm 100%. I cracked this code last year when we were playing this game in the company. When you have 3 things and a person puts a number, that's the lie. So I think he has 3 sons.
I think it's the third one, teacher. My parents are foreigners. I don't believe that.
Okay, so you think that his parents are Brazilian, just like him. Okay. So, Kako, what is the lie?
The third one, teacher.
Okay. Well,
All
okay.
my family is Brazilian.
Okay. But it's very, very common that usually if somebody does this game, the 2 truths and a lie, and they put a number, unless like this one where all of them were numbers, if they put a number, that's usually the lie. So David, what about yours? You know what?
Quickly, please. We have 1 minute left.
I was going to say we've been saved by the bell. You've been saved by the bell, David and Dom and Vic and Andre.
Okay.
We don't have time. So.
Don't worry. No problem.
Yeah. Anyway, it was very nice to work with you guys today. I hope you learned some new words and phrases and got a chance to practice English. And I hope you all have a great day. So for those of you who, Tatiana, it's now Monday morning for her. So Tatiana, I hope you have a great great work day, and the rest of you have a good evening over there in Europe and the U.S. So I guess it's 10 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock now in Ukraine, right? So you're heading to bed, right?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Okay. And in Italy, it's 10 o'clock.
Yes.
and then the rest of you guys have a great evening. So, okay. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.